In this video, we'll dive into why I think soy protein is the healthiest protein you could potentially eat. We'll explore its protein quality, unique cardiovascular benefits, longevity effects, and we'll address a few controversies head-on as well. Hi, I'm Chung, an accredited nutritionist with a master's in nutritional sciences, here to share with you practical and science-backed nutrition to help you lower your cholesterol and improve your heart health. Let's first answer the question of whether soy is a complete protein. To answer this question, we need to discuss what are proteins and amino acids. When we think of protein, the first image to come to mind tends to be a piece of meat or our muscles. However, proteins actually include a whole lot of other things that include our bones, our hair, and all the enzymes driving the chemical reactions that are keeping us alive. Proteins are made up of 20 amino acids, and out of these 20 amino acids, 9 of them are considered essential or indispensable, meaning that our bodies cannot produce them and we must get them from the food that we eat. As such, one of the ways to measure the quality of different protein sources is to use something called the Digestible, Indispensable Amino Acid Score, or DIAS. Foods with DIAS scores above 100 would provide all 9 essential amino acids in the amounts that your body needs. Animal proteins, including eggs, dairy, and all kinds of meats and fish, would have DIAS scores above 100. Without going into too much detail, that means that for a 60-kilogram woman, eating 39.6 grams of protein from these foods would supply all the essential amino acids required in a day. 39.6 grams of protein could easily be obtained from 2 large eggs, 1 cup of milk, and 175-gram piece of chicken breast. On the other hand, natural soy foods including tofu, tempeh, edamame, soy milk, and soybeans have DIAS scores between 85 to 100. This means that soy foods are considered high-quality protein sources but are usually lower in one particular essential amino acid called methionine. Assuming a DIAS score of 85, what this means is, for the same 60-kilogram woman, she would need to eat a bit more protein, that is 46.6 grams of protein from soy foods, to obtain all the essential amino acids. 46.6 grams of soy protein could be obtained from 1 cup of soy milk, 100 grams of edamame, 150 grams of firm tofu, and 75 grams of tempeh. So, in answering the question of whether soy is a complete protein, the answer is yes, with the caveat that we do need to eat a bit more protein from soy foods compared to animal foods to obtain all 9 essential amino acids. Before I get to the heart health and longevity benefits of soy proteins, as well as discuss a few controversies surrounding soy foods, if you're enjoying this video so far, help me hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons and turn on the notifications. You could also check out this other video where I dived into the heart health benefits of edamame, the most natural of soy foods. What makes soy foods truly special is not just the soy protein, but other unique compounds called isoflavones, plus fiber and healthy fats that work together to deliver amazing health benefits you simply do not get from animal proteins. One of the reasons why soy is the healthiest protein is its ability to reduce LDL cholesterol. Soy foods form one of the pillars of the portfolio diet that's scientifically proven to lower cholesterol levels by up to 30% when followed consistently. This meta-analysis of 35 randomized controlled trials showed that an average intake of 30 grams per day of soy protein from natural soy foods resulted in a reduction in LDL cholesterol of 11 milligrams per deciliter or 6% from baseline. Besides cardiovascular benefits, higher intake of soy and plant proteins is associated with living longer lives. Major meta-analyses following hundreds of thousands of people for decades show that plant protein intake was associated with an 8% lower risk of death from any cause and a 12% lower risk of dying from a cardiovascular event. As part of healthy aging and living longer, muscle maintenance is also a key consideration. A common misconception is that plant proteins won't support muscle maintenance as well as animal proteins, but the research proves otherwise. In this meta-analysis, comparing between participants performing resistance training who supplemented with soy protein versus animal protein, no difference was found in terms of gains in strength or muscle mass. In older adults, where muscle maintenance is even more critical, soy protein intake compared to animal proteins also showed similar results in terms of body composition, strength, and physical functions. Before I address a few controversies related to soy intake, if you've been struggling with high cholesterol and stuck on how to improve your heart health, that's what I help my clients with on a daily basis. If that's your goal as well, Click on the link in the description and sign up for a free strategy session. You could also help me by sharing this video with someone whom you think would benefit from more natural soy foods in their diet. Now that we've discussed the benefits of soy proteins, let's tackle a few common controversies around soy foods. One concern I often hear from clients is whether soy foods are suitable if you have high uric acid, and the short answer is yes. Research shows that higher intakes of soy foods, especially with lower intakes of animal protein and seafood, are associated with lower risk of developing gout. I've actually made a full video on this that you could check out here, and I'll drop a link in the description as well. Other concerns people have about soy foods involve is phytoestrogens called isoflavones. These are compounds that can mimic the activity of estrogen and can bind weakly to estrogen receptors in our bodies. There are therefore two main concerns. In men, will these phytoestrogens cause feminizing effects? And in women, will the phytoestrogens cause or worsen breast cancer, in particular, estrogen receptor positive breast cancer? So, what does the research say about these issues? For men, meta-analyses such as this consistently show that the intake of soy protein or isoflavones has no effect on sex hormones such as testosterone, estradiol, or other fertility measures. For women, soy isoflavones are associated with reduced breast cancer risk and not increased risk. This meta-analysis found that highest versus lowest intake of isoflavones was associated with a 29% lower risk of having breast cancer. In addition, each 10 mg per day increase in isoflavone intake was associated with a 3 to 7% lower risk of breast cancer. For women who already have breast cancer, higher soy consumption was associated with a 29% lower risk of dying from the cancer, as well as a 32% lower risk of recurrence. This protective effect appears in both estrogen receptor positive and negative breast cancers. Another worry commonly brought up is with the thyroid, where there's concern that the isoflavones could interfere and reduce thyroid function. However, research, including this meta-analysis, showed that soy supplementation had no effect on either free T3 or free T4 hormone levels in adults. As such, for adults with normal thyroid function and adequate iodine intake, soy foods do not appear to adversely affect thyroid health. And since you made it this far, why not help me by sharing in the comments if you've come across any of these soy food controversies or any other concerns I may not have mentioned. A number of these concerns appear to be caused by the fear of the phytoestrogens in soy foods. But those of you familiar with this channel would know that these phytoestrogens called isoflavones are in fact powerful antioxidants, and they are one of the top 5 anti-inflammatory nutrients according to the Dietary Inflammatory Index, with many positive health outcomes. I've actually made a full video on this that you could check out here, or you could also check out these other videos where I explain how you could use various foods to reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease. See you in the next one.